most of these people, so you got Mike Johnson, who's the Speaker of the House, who is a Christian nationalist, who lies about the separation of church and state despite having a law degree. You've got Pete Hegseth, who is a Doug Wilson acolyte, an abuser of women, an alcoholic, a warmongering idiot. And you've got Franklin Graham. And a lot of people like to say that he and his dad were very different, that Billy was the nation's pastor and Franklin is just a Christian nationalist. But Billy Graham, A, his theology was terrible, and B, he helped usher in a lot of this Christian libertarianism and Christian nationalism back when he was just getting started as an evangelist. And then when he started doing those big crusades and stuff like that, and he was anti-Semitic and awful. There was very little that was good about Billy Graham, in my opinion. Then you've got Eric Metaxas, who has been featured on this segment before because he is a Trump sycophant who one day decided to punch somebody as they rode by on a bicycle because the guy said something like "fuck Trump" or something like that. And Metaxas punched him in the back of the head and knocked him off his bike while he was going past. And he wrote a book about Dietrich Bonhoeffer, which has been absolutely excoriated by any scholar of Bonhoeffer that is legitimate. Now, the rest of these people, I don't know who most of them are. There's a lot of people on this list, including Pastor Jack Graham, Jonathan Falwell of the Liberty University Falwells, Dr. Robert Jeffress, the pastor of First Baptist Dallas, who recently said that Trump knows the Bible better than the Pope. Now, just let that sink in for half a second.
What kind of fuckery?
I mean, and we listened to him say that last night on John's show, and John played a clip of that. And remember, Robert Jeffress is the pastor of First Baptist in Dallas. It is an all Christian nationalism, all the time kind of church. It is slaveholder religion. It is theocratic religion. It is white supremacy religion. It is lunacy. You'll notice that now there's one rabbi that's going to be there, but he's not on the flyer. Notice that he's not on the flyer. And there are no imams going to be there. The vast majority of the people are conservative, fundamentalists / evangelicals who are devoted to Christian supremacy. And it says on their website, it says that this program is organized around 3 pillars. The miracles that made us, a reflection on God's providence throughout 250 years, honoring the faith that inspired America's founders and has carried us forward in every generation since, the miracles still in our midst, personal testimony of God's healing in our lives and in our land, a new birth of faith and freedom, a collective expression of gratitude for 250 years of freedom. Now, most of this is bullshit.
I wouldn't be able to celebrate that no damn way. We ain't been free for 250 years.
Right. Now, when white supremacy
250 years of whose freedom?
Right. When white supremacy is the taproot of the origin story, and the Constitution enshrined the enslavement of African-descended peoples and enshrined white supremacy within that Constitution, and then the Supreme Court of the United States 250 years later decides that black people don't need to vote because we're in a post-racial America. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing a lot of freedom in this up in here. No, it just ain't happening. But they push the lie, and like so many of them do, that America was founded as a Christian nation, that was the intent of the founders, and divine providence and all of that stuff. And we've talked about this before. It's just not true. But the lieutenant governor of Texas, Dan Patrick, who is apparently part of this, says that the separation of church and state is the biggest lie that gets told. It's in the Constitution. It says it right there. It's not rocket science, people. The Congress shall make no provision on the freedom of religion. And that means freedom from religion. It means that you cannot privilege one faith over the other.